my sister about the flyer, put in her mailbox on November 5th of 2007, right after my father went to see his physician. So this did nothing but make my sister and father more stressed and made the situation more worse than it should be. My sister has filed numerous complaints, restraining orders, etc. about the harassment she's receiving from her ex-husband, Martin McKiernan, going back 6 years, which I'm sure you have discovered in your investigation. I also realized while you were probably earnest in carrying out your public obligation, I am aware you may be under some pressure from unnamed superiors who may be forcing you to leave this matter alone. As my sister told you when you came by in the past, when this matter came up and an officer stated to my sister Martin McKiernan was breaking the law, Mr. McKiernan even admitted on paper in his own handwriting to my sister he may have violated the terms of his court agreement. The female officer was ready to pursue the matter further but was overruled by her supervisor. This is deplorable that a public officer working for the public is overruled and obstructed from carrying out their civil duty with the knowledge that the actions of Mr. McKiernan are fully documented with the Edmonton Police Services for 6 years. Mr. McKiernan and my brother are in obvious need of mental psychiatric help. It appears that the province of Alberta is truly the wild, wild west with no regard for law and is reverting back to its Klondike days roots. I write this letter to make it plain that from what little I have known about the past situations involving my sister and Mr. McKiernan, that it appears to me that Mr. Martin McKiernan is being protected. Perhaps the contract his parents have with the province of Alberta for taking care of foster children, if they do have such a contract, may have a lot with him committing these offenses and nothing being done about this. I can empathize with your situation. However, as a public servant, it is your obligation to uphold your oath of office. I fear for my sister's safety. She is convinced that nobody in the Edmonton Police Services and the court system in Edmonton cares about this matter, despite the mountain of paperwork she has filed in and out of the courts, inclusive of the box you got from her when you came by my sister's house, and was reluctant to even call you on the day my brother came to her house on November 4th, 2007 at about 9 p.m. I email address I can be emailed at is ceather, SEAETHER @yahoo.com. The contact number and the address was in the letter. Now, to bring you up to date, Officer Robertson did call me. He still hasn't called my father, but he did call me on the 24th of December of 2007, at about 10 o'clock, if my memory serves correctly, in the morning. Outside of that, Officer Robertson has not